Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
Welcome to DBL. Good morning. Good to see Full House today. Full house.
How you doing?
5 aces and a whole lot of glam. Not a lot of sense, though. Welcome to DBL. We're going to start today with Celine Dion. So her sister is giving us a health update saying, so sad to say this, she's lost control of her muscles. Now, if you recall, last December, Celine revealed she was diagnosed with a rare neurological disorder known as stiff person syndrome. Celine was last seen in public about a month ago, meeting the Montreal Canadiens head coach with her 2 sons. I thought she looked okay. To help us understand, though, what exactly this update means, we've got our very own Dr. Coley joining us. Dr. Coley, thank you so much for being here. Tell us everything. Go ahead, Erica, please.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is very disturbing and sad news. So what does it mean that Celine has lost control of her muscles?
You know, stiff person syndrome is a very rare neurological condition. It's basically your body attacking the volume on your muscles. So normally there's a kind of a regulation of our muscles, turn them on and off, and it attacks that regulation so that the muscles get stuck in an on position. So you get these very painful muscle spasms and you get stiffness of the torso and the limb muscles. Now there's some data, it's pretty rare so it's hard for us to know, but there's some data it can also affect your vocal cord muscles.
Oh my gosh.
Which you can imagine for Celine. And the muscle spasms get triggered by loud noises, loud music, emotional distress.
Is there any treatment?
There's no treatment, there's no cure. And it's a progressive condition. So as the muscles keep sort of getting flipped on a little too easily, they get stuck in that on position, and that can be really problematic. So I'm not entirely sure whether she's going to be able to return. I hope she is. I don't know which of her muscles are involved. She looked pretty good there.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you.
A month ago, yeah.
But sometimes they can get so stiff you can actually fall over, and as it progresses over time, you can start to get hunched over. It can start to even affect your posture and the way that you look.
Does it affect life expectancy or just quality of life?
Quality mostly. But you can imagine if you're not mobile and you're kind of sitting in a chair all day, you start to get complications, you start to get ulcers and breakdown and infections and those types of things.
It's a domino effect. Tragic. Our thoughts and prayers with Celine Dion and her family. It affects everybody around you. Okay, so we got to talk about Matthew Perry. It was revealed last week that his death was caused by the acute effects of ketamine and drowning. So Dr. Coley, please tell our viewers, us, what exactly is ketamine and how would it cause you to drown like this?
This was a complete shock to me, guys.
Really?
I had not expected this at all. So ketamine overdoses are very, very rare if you're just taking ketamine. And ketamine is an anesthetic. It's been around since the 1970s. We use it for general anesthesia. We actually use it out in the field. So paramedics use it in the battlefields, you know, military medics, they use it a lot because the idea is that it's usually very stable for our heart and our breathing. Now, what it does do is it makes you forget, and it causes what's called a dissociative experience, meaning out of body. Which means, and if you've ever seen a person on ketamine, you can sometimes see their eyes are going in opposite directions.
Stop.
These are called ketamine eyes. They're kind of like doll's eyes. They're rolling around.
Wow.
Because they could be having hallucinations. They could be getting, you know, cardiovascular stimulation and agitation.
Are you coherent at all?
No. At the levels that were found in Matthew Perry's blood, that was general anesthesia levels.
Oh my
which
God.
means he was under general anesthesia. He was sitting in a hot tub. And essentially what the autopsy report says is that he slipped under, drowned, his lungs filled up with fluid, and then he has blockages around his heart, which is not uncommon for a man his age, and so that put a little too much stress on his heart, and that's what really led to him being found sort of face down.
You know, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are asking because it seems like the last year ketamine is just like now introduced to the public consciousness, but I'm sure a lot of people are like, what is ketamine? Like, what are the medical uses for it? And do you think Matthew Perry's untimely demise will affect public opinion?
I think it will, and it's affected my opinion, honestly, because, you know, we've been using it as an anesthetic for decades. More recently, we started using it for resistant depression. I think we've talked about it on the show.
Ketamine therapy.
Therapy,
But that's like in a clinic with the doctor, so let's separate the two.
And under very different doses, right? And they have a formulation called S-ketamine, which is a nasal spray, actually, that they're giving to people as well. And it works great. it works right away. Now, here are my cautions based on Matthew Perry's story and Elijah McLean, who's someone local to us here in Colorado, is that ketamine can be a dangerous drug, especially when it's mixed with other drugs. Now, in his case, he had buprenorphine in his system, which is an addiction drug that he was also on. Thankfully, he didn't have alcohol or anything, but I know a lot of people use recreational ketamine. Right. Now, ketamine being used for someone who has addiction problems creates a little bit of a catch-22 because it can be addictive in and of itself. So my worry would be what happened likely in this case. It's a controlled substance, so he didn't get it from a doctor. He probably got it from a compounded pharmacy, used it in a way that he wasn't supposed to use it, and that combined with the other medications and all that stuff led to this demise. So I do think we need to reconsider access, reconsider whether we're using it in the right patients in terms of addiction, and then also the long-term effects. Like it basically resets your brain, right? So what does that do to our memories? Because it causes amnesia. What does that do to our risk for dementia? These are all unanswered questions that I think we need.
Is that why it's used for trauma, because it does cause amnesia
It'll
a little
forget
bit?
that whole moment.
So specific cases, perhaps, but you're right. There's a lot of unanswered questions.
I mean, I think I'm a great fan of it in a medically supervised setting for really resistant patients who are suffering. But I think starting to slip that, like we do with all drugs.
Slippery slope.
Yes, then it starts to become a little dangerous because we start thinking it's like it's called vitamin K. When it's used recreationally.
Well, speaking of slippery slope, I want to ask you, I want to switch gears here with some people who are on the popular weight loss drugs like Wegovy, Ozempic. We've talked about them, right? They're reportedly trying to take a break, some people, for the holidays, as our producer Michael Dean said, for the holiday feasting. Is that safe? Is that okay? Can you just stop Wegovy?
I've heard a lot of people do this. Some are actually doing it because of cost reasons, and some, again, want to eat a little bit more and not feel nauseated. So when we take somebody for surgery, we actually stop these drugs abruptly because we want to allow their stomach to empty more. So missing a dose here and there I'm not so worried about, but this idea of flipping a switch on and off with a chronic medication like this, especially one that you have to build up to that dose.
Right.
So you don't start on the dose you end up on, you sort of titrate it over months. You suddenly stop it, and you're off of it for a few weeks, you have a nice holiday parties, and then in January you go right back to that same dose, your risk of side effects is going to go sky high. Your risk of having complications is going to go sky high. So if you're thinking about doing this, talk to your doctor, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. What about the risk of overdosing? Because I know that pen, I use that similar pen for fertility.
IVF stuff, yeah.
There's a similar pen. So are people overdosing on these drugs as well?
Oh, they're clicking the pen all the way to the max dose.
1,500% increase in poison control center calls about this particular.
That's what someone just wrote to us, 1,500%.
Is no one warning them? Or
Well,
is it
so
just...
some of it is they don't understand how to use the pen. They don't think it's working. They keep dialing it up. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm losing weight. Great, let me turn it up all the way. But really the problem is those compounded pharmacies, because there they have to draw it up out of a vial using a syringe, and that can really confuse people.
So maybe more regulations on that. Well, thank you so much for explaining everything. DBL Nation, go and follow Dr. Coley because she's that good on social media, Pyle Coley MD. Also, be sure to subscribe to her YouTube page for all the latest science news and headlines. It could save your life. Thank you, Dr. Coley. Coming up on DBL, holiday tipping do's and don'ts. Who you should be giving gratuity to this time of the year. Maybe your favorite TV hosts, you could give some money. And our interview with Mandy Moore, she's telling us all about her role in Dr. Death. I think she dresses like Sam, I think they dress alike.
I could see that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. Erica Cobb would wear that too.
Oh, hell yeah.
You got a good suit game, Erica.
Yeah,
Cobb.
you do. I want to recommend two things to your family today. I went back and stayed with my family for the weekend. You might have seen Take Care of Mama Judy.
Yes.
And something that really helped was buy everyone a $10 color by numbers on Amazon. I had deeper conversations with cousins that came over for brunch because there was not too much eye contact, and we sat and painted, and I went deeper with my cousins than I ever have. So paint by numbers is just an easy, it's not intimidating, and then second, there's a game out there said, I should have known this, and it's a card game. I'm telling you, it's great to pick up if the family's a little tense or you guys aren't comfortable comfortable. It has great trivia questions. They're quick. They're funny.
What's it called?
I should have known this.
That's the name of the game?
Yeah, and it's like, again, not too expensive, but if you're in an awkward state with your family or tense, which I know a lot of families are, this opens things up. So again, paint by numbers.
Think it's better than Uno, because Uno gets people really mad.
So intense.
When somebody hits you with a draw 4 and then again, and then a reverse back to them and then a draw 4, like, you can't.
I won't talk to you now. You're done.
And
Good
then
night.
they skip you. It's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, the skipping is very passive aggressive.
It is.
It's
very passive.
No one wants to hear from you.
Yes.
Who do you play Uno, Ira?
Dose.
Dose.
That's dose. He's making a joke.
No, dose.
There's no dose.
Uno, dose. Does everyone
They have
get it?
flip, and there's all sorts of.
Are you in Midwest? People play a lot of card
But I
games.
think everybody plays
Euchre.
Uno differently. Everybody's kind of got house rules.
Sure. Yeah, euchre people love euchre. It's
I love
weird.
Sheep's head too.
Yeah, you Midwest people have a lot.
Euchre's a Midwestern game. Is it not?
I went to Michigan. I'm like, what is this? People
Euchre is sort of a much
30
simpler
seconds.
version of bridge.
Bridge should be fun.
My grandmother.
It involves a trunk game.
It's like Disneyland.
So cute.
Ice skating.
I thought that was cute. Okay, welcome back to DBL. Let's talk tipping. 'Tis the season to open your wallets a little more, right? To be a little bit more generous to the folks that make our lives a little easier. So here's the breakdown of holiday tipping etiquette. Let's see if you agree. Up first, we have postal workers. Government ethical standards prohibit them from accepting cash or gift cards, but you can give them gifts up to $20. It's about the same for FedEx and UPS drivers. Okay, next, tip your hairstylist or beautician an amount equal to the cost of one visit.
Oh, that could be, yes.
A lot of money for yeah.
I'll say this. I went and bought conditioner for my girl the other day from Ulta, which I had.
Yes.
I'm actually pretty comfortable in an Ulta because I've been buying. I didn't know what conditioner
How much
cost.
money?
And when I just got 2 bottles, it was 3 digits on
Yeah.
there.
Were you
And I was
dying?
like, oh,
I
is there
know.
another person that you're charging? Did I buy a round for the line? Yeah.
Tequila for all
Yeah.
the people.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. It was $108.
I know.
2 bottles.
Yep.
It's soap, right?
No, that's.
What else? What's in there?
There's gold and hope.
Conditioner.
Yeah, there's gold and
There's
Goldschlager.
usually like
Stop it.
seaweed in there. There's perhaps maybe
Perhaps for $100, I want some definite.
some wheat protein,
Okay.
milk protein.
Right.
Yeah.
Where they do that at?
Okay. Housekeepers and landscapers should get tipped 1 week's pay. And trash collectors, you should tip them $10 to $25 per person. What do we think, panel?
I think it also comes down to how regularly you visit these people or they're doing things for you. So, for instance, if you get a housekeeper once a week, then it's appropriate to tip them a week's pay.
Got it.
If you're getting a housekeeper maybe once a quarter,
That's a
it
good
may
point.
not be as appropriate to tip them as much.
That's
Well,
true.
you are a person, it seems like, that has regulars. Like
The team.
Yes, you don't have
She's
a
a
lot of
team. She's a
randos in the
team.
universe.
Yeah.
So have you thought about this, like with who you're gonna tip? Because I never see my garbage man because mine is in an alley. But my mailman, I see him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But he's kind of mean.
Okay.
He is.
That is hard.
I've tried to talk to him a couple times. It doesn't seem like he wants to
He's
interact.
still delivering
It's
your
okay to
mail?
not want to interact.
Yeah.
But he's not a talker.
How do you
in
get to
any
your
way.
garbage man as well? I'd like to know that after. Do you wait in the
The
alley?
garbage will be kind of difficult
Do you wait
for
in the alley?
us.
That's Erica's advice.
It'll be kind of difficult for us based on how our garbage is collected.
Right.
But for people who have regular garbage people,
Like we do, yeah.
they say to actually put it on the inside of the, like tape it to the inside of the garbage
They're
can.
gonna throw that out.
But I can't imagine doing that. Now,
I
there
don't
have
know.
been
That sounds
cases
risky.
where it's worked because I lived in a high rise and it was a very specific thing, so you could kind of put it in a safer place.
Right.
So I don't know, but I have done that in the past and it has been
Most garbage
effective.
trucks have the arm that comes down and gets the garbage
That's
can
the
and
thing.
dumps it itself.
Yeah,
Throw out my
that
money.
is the thing. So you would have to kind of like
You'd
run out
literally
and
be
do
throwing
it.
your money
Throwing away
away.
money. Yeah.
So ours is an event. because, you know, Miles is very much into garbage trucks,
sure.
Yes,
recycling
Miles,
trucks.
your son.
Miles, my son, yes. And yeah, so we always like run to the window, we watch it,
That's
we know when they
great.
come. I think depending on your situation, because we interact with them all the time, they're on the top of my list.
Yeah, sure.
A dog groomer I know is equally as important, but we don't use that, but you do.
I sure do.
So I think it depends who in your life is affecting you or helping you out the most. Those are the people you want to pay tribute to.
My New York
But
Times
I
delivery.
also know times are tough for a lot of people out there.
Yes.
So anyone watching that you're like, I can't do this, that's okay too.
Yeah, do what you can, guys. Do what you can. Coming up on DBL, we're talking with Mandy Moore. How does her role in Dr. Death differ from playing Rebecca on This Is Us? She's just as cute as can be.
Social media is full of travel hacks, including this TikTok with more than 6 million views that claims you can save money on your next flight by buying a ticket with a layover in the city where you actually want to go.
So I ended up just finding a flight to Minneapolis, but the layover was in Dallas.
It's called skip lagging or hidden city ticketing. But is it really a risk-free way to save money on flights? Our sources are the contracts of carriage for the nation's 10 major airlines and travel website going.com. Let's say you want to fly from Seattle to Dallas and the ticket costs $300, while the ticket from Seattle to Tampa that stops in Dallas is $200. The travel hacks encourage people to buy the cheaper ticket and just not bother getting on the Dallas-Tampa leg. But this practice is banned by every major airline except Allegiant Air, which doesn't sell connecting tickets. The other airlines caution if they catch you, they could invalidate your ticket. There are also other consequences. Southwest and Alaska say they may charge you the difference in fare, and United warns it can permanently ban passengers. That said, as a one-off, it could also save you some money.
While it can be a handy tool to occasionally use, it does come with consequences if abused, and it's not for the infrequent traveler that doesn't understand those consequences and how to actually apply it. By no means, as a travel expert, am I suggesting it, but at the same time, it's not illegal.
So, no, skip lagging or hidden city ticketing is not a risk-free way to save money on flights, and it's up to you to weigh whether the savings are worth the risk. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
To look into someone for me.
He's experimenting on people.
I want to see it with my own eyes.
My team and I have to deal with very extreme cases.
Just the ones extreme enough that nobody will notice when you kill them.
Welcome back. That was a clip from season 2 of Dr. Death. It's based on a true story about an Italian surgeon's disgraced career. Earlier, we spoke to Mandy Moore about her role on the show. Check it out.
There she is, Mandy Moore. Welcome to DBL.
Hi, friends. How are you?
Hey, great to see you.
Oh, we're friends with Mandy Moore. All right, Mandy, let's jump right in. Dr. Death is a drama anthology series based on medical true crime stories. So I got to know, are you personally a fan of true crime yourself?
I'm not a true crime junkie, but yes, I'm definitely a fan. I was a fan of the first season of the show. The show is based on a Wondery podcast. I was a fan of the podcast, so it was the perfect balance for someone like me who loves a little like sentimental to be able to like bring a little darkness into my life.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, season 2 of Dr. Death is based on the true story of an Italian surgeon's disgraced career. He actually transplanted synthetic tracheas into patients. I am a true crime fanatic, Mandy, and I did not know about this story. Were you aware of it before joining the show?
I wasn't aware of it, no, but once I got cast, I devoured like every single story I possibly could about it. It's so deep and dark and twisted, like it almost is unbelievable. And I play this investigative journalist who ends up doing a story about Dr. Paolo Macchiarini that only brings him like more notoriety and obviously engenders patients around the world to trust him even more, to do in some circumstances this very elective new sort of form of surgery. But my character and his character fall in love, and obviously as duplicitous as he is, as deceptive as he is, that trickles into the personal side, not just the professional, like medical side. So that's what I think differentiates this season and is just so fascinating to see someone with that kind of sociopathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been following the story, and it's just, it gets every turn. You're like, well, I couldn't believe the other one, so this turn is even crazier. So I can't wait to see this, but I have to ask you about the nuts and bolts of just how you prepare. Because the last time we saw you was on This Is Us, and you know, you played, you know, it was a heartwarming drama. People cried and you pulled on our heartstrings.
Exactly.
Yeah, and now you went to a true crime. So like, how do you prepare as an actor to make that kind of jump?
Yeah, slightly different, but I think as an actor, that's what you're looking for. You're looking to find something really challenging. I mean, I was coming off of 6 seasons of a show like This Is Us, and I was like, what's different? Like, what can I dive into that I've never done before? And the opportunity to do a show like this came around, and tonally, it was just so wholly different. The way it was shot, the way it looks, like obviously what it speaks to is just so different that was the most exciting prospect for me, to really just dive in. And I'm playing this investigative journalist. Like, yeah, it was just something I'd never like dipped my toe in before.
It also speaks to your ability to transform and take you with us as an actor. So speaking of This Is Us, yes, girl, of course, your flowers, here you go. You went through a lot of physical changes as Rebecca Pearson. Did it freak you out seeing yourself physically look older?
No, I loved it. In fact, I feel like it prepared me for the aging process that is very much happening to me now. Like, it's weird because I don't think I looked like my mom or my grandma. I didn't recognize like family members, but I mean, I think Rebecca Pearson aged really well. I don't know what lotions and potions she was using, but I'm like, I'll take some of that because she looked really good.
Maybe it's just you.
No, it was the makeup department making those choices for me, but I'm like, dang, I want to look like that at 70.
Yeah, you're good.
Mandy, thank you so much. It was great speaking with you, and thanks for coming on DBL. To our viewers, all 8 episodes of Dr. Death Season 2 will premiere on Peacock on December 21st. Thank you again. Congratulations.
Can't wait to watch it.
We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Have you heard of the term iPad kids? These are just a few posts going around X. If you search for that term, basically they talk about how kids are on their devices all the time. So can too much screen time lead to development delays? Let's get the facts. Our sources, Dr. Amira Zuzo, pediatrician with Novant Health, Dr. Marie Trace, behavioral pediatrician for the Cleveland Clinic, a study published in JAMA Pediatrics, and the American Academy of Pediatrics. Kids screaming. Sometimes it's easier to just hand them a device.
I have this conversation several times a day. We certainly understand that technology is here to stay. And so it's very important to discuss it with your child's pediatrician.
Dr. Zuzo knows there is no way to really escape the screen, but says for children 5 and under, it's important to think about how much time they're spending looking at it.
The screen time can certainly affect development in children, especially if we started as early as 1 year old. And it really depends on what kind of quality screen time that is and how much they're using it.
The study of more than 7,000 children found too much screen time for a child at age 1 could lead to developmental delays, specifically when it comes to communication and problem solving at the age of 2 and 4.
I'm looking at a screen. There's not a lot that's being asked of me, right? Versus navigating my environment, playing with my toys, being outside.
So where's that sweet spot? According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, there should be no screen time before a child is 18 months old and no more than an hour a day for kids between 2 and 5 years old. Dr. Zuzo says it also depends on a few things: what children are watching and whether it's interactive. If it sparks children's creativity, that's better than just staring at a screen. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg. Have you ever heard of weather-related joint pain? Our chief meteorologist posted this on his Facebook page, and it's gotten over 200 comments and shares. It's believed that changes in barometric pressure can trigger certain sensations in your joints. So let's get the facts. Our sources are WCNC Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich and the Cleveland Clinic. Last weekend, the Carolinas were hit by a massive area of low pressure and an accompanying storm called a nor'easter. Panovich says it's that low atmospheric pressure that can really bring the pain.
When there's high pressure, it's like having a mountain of air above your head. When there's low pressure, the atmosphere is actually thinner, so there's less air pushing on your body.
A Cleveland Clinic study on people who live with arthritis found that their aches increased on days with higher humidity, lower barometric pressure, and stronger winds. But why is this?
People that have injuries or arthritis, they have fluid or voids in their joints. And what happens is when the pressure goes down, those voids or fluids expands. So it puts a little pressure on your joint and causes discomfort or pain.
And in the wintertime, Panovich says that's when you feel it the most.
You throw in the fact that it's cold outside and people tend to feel things a little more when it's chilly.
So next time your body is aching, check the WCNC weather app. You might be able to blame it on the weather. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back. We got some great products from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out. They're cute.
All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, DBL Nation. I am super excited to show off the deals today, and trust me, they are fabulous. So check this out. It's the LumaCare LED Therapy Face Mask. So this deal includes one mask with a remote, and normally this is $100, but today we've got it for $29.99. That is saving 70%. We've got the Calphalon 14-piece space-saving hard anodized non-stick cookware set. This deal includes a 2.5 quart saucepan with a cover, a 3.5 quart saucepan with a cover, a 10-inch fry pan, a 3-quart saute pan with a cover, a 5-quart Dutch oven with a cover, a solid spoon, right here, a slotted spoon, a solid turner, a pasta fork, and tongs. Normally, this is $320. We have got the set for $149.99. That is saving 53%. How cool is this? We've got the 2-pack Cobalt Cascade waterproof decorative LED spheres. So this deal includes 2 spheres with 2 remotes. We've got them available in different sizes, like you can see here. Normally, this is $158 to $200, but we've got a 2-pack for $29.99 to $49.99. That is saving up to 81%. And then we have got the 2.5 carat TW cubic zirconia necklace with matching earrings. This deal includes 1 necklace and 1 pair of earrings that come in a gift box. So normally it is $60, but we have got the set for $14.99, which is saving 75%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code on the screen to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. Thank you so much, Steph.
Quickly before we go, check this out. A holiday drone show in Texas reportedly set records with more than 1,500 drones in the sky. They made all sorts of cool holiday scenes, from the Nutcracker to a leaping ballerina. And even Santa.
Stop it.
I
That
love
is
it.
amazing.
That is so cool.
So rad, right?
How would you even go about doing that?
I know.
Shout out.
Drones. You're great. See you tomorrow.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about